hey, wait a second, this looks like a real body. When they broke the arm off, they noticed bone, muscle, tendons. So this is Elmer McCurdy. Joseph Johnson is the undertaker. He left the body in the funeral home for a couple weeks waiting for someone to claim him. So he embalms him and just leans him up against the wall in his office. And people all over town start showing up because they're like, hey, I hear there's a dead guy at the funeral home. We can go look at. Joseph is like, wait a second, I can make some money off that.
No.
So he puts him in a separate room and he's charging people to come in. So word starts to spread that you can go see this dead dude in Oklahoma.
Sure.
He's like, I cannot release him to anyone who's not the family. So James and Charles Patterson showed up one day and they said, yeah, this is our brother-in-law. And Joseph is like, okay, here you go.
They lied.
They shipped him to Kansas where their traveling carnival, the Great Patterson Carnival shows.
They lied.
They took him on the road with their carnival and they called him the Embalmed Bandit exhibit. So they did this for 6 years.
6 years? How long does embalming last, I guess?
After those 6 years, the ownership of this circus was transferred over to Lois Sony. And this guy, he put it into his traveling museum of crime. And so in the Museum of Crime, you could come see a real dead bank robber. And they did this till 1949.
For 30 years?
1949, Lois Sony died. They put all of the circus into this warehouse in LA where his son, Dan, just kind of was responsible for all this crap. He gets a call from a filmmaker who's filming a movie called She Freak and needed a dead body. And he's like, you know what? I actually have a wax figure of a dead guy.
He thinks it's wax?
So he has no idea that this guy is an actual dead guy. Elmer McCurdy's real corpse is dead in the background of the film. 4 years later, Dan sells McCurdy's body along with a bunch of other wax figures to Spoonie Singh, which is the owner of the Hollywood Wax Museum.
This guy has been dead for 50 years at this point.
Right after he buys the body, there just happened to be this exhibit at Mount Rushmore. They sent it back to Spoonie, and I guess at Mount Rushmore it was pretty windy, so the tips of his ears got blown off. He lost a couple fingers, and so he got it, and he was like, man, this is a little too gruesome for my wax museum. And he sold it to an Ed Learch, who is the owner of the Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach, California. Ed was like, this is perfect to be a hanging prop in the gallows of my haunted house.
Yeah, it is now.
So they hung his lifeless body in a noose, and it was there until 1976.
76. He's been dead for 65 years. Does anybody ever figure out it's a real person?
Yeah, so here's what happened. On December 8th, 1976, the TV show The $6 Million Man was filming an episode at the Pike Amusement Park. Production assistant said, hey, we need to move the noose gallows thing to a different part. When they were putting it back, they broke the arm off. When they broke the arm off, they noticed bone, muscle, tendons. This looks like a real body. So this launches an investigation because it's been like 20 years since anyone has any idea who this guy is. They traced it back. They discovered this was the body of Elmer McCurdy. Nobody claims him. Eventually, they bury him in Oklahoma next to another famous bank robber.